Good morning, Birmingham Unitarian Church. I'm Chris Sloan, a worship associate for this service and a member of the choir. Whenever you are joining us, whether you are joining us here in the sanctuary remotely via Zoom or watching this recording later, it is good to connect with you. As a multi-platform church, it is important for us to build a bridge between online and in-person participants. So you know the drill, what we're going to do. First, we will project on the screen the images of the folks who are currently on Zoom and ask them to turn on their cameras and give us a wave. Now, we invite you who are gathered in person to turn and face the camera on the pillar back there and give the folks at home a wave. If you are visiting us for the first time, welcome. If you are with us in the sanctuary, we invite you to join us after service for coffee and conversation in Hodis Hall, which is located to the left as you exit the sanctuary. If you are with us on Zoom, we invite you to stay on the call for a virtual coffee hour immediately after service ends. Whenever and however we connect with BUC, we are building this beloved community. The campus of Birmingham Unitarian Church occupies the land of the Anishinaabe, Three Fires Confederacy of Ojibwa, Ottawa, and Potawatomi peoples. Bloomfield Hills is situated on land ceded in the 1807 Treaty of Detroit. We acknowledge Michigan's 12 federally recognized Native nations, as well as historic indigenous communities in Michigan. We also acknowledge indigenous individuals and communities who live here now, and those who were forcibly removed from their homelands. In offering this land acknowledgement, we affirm indigenous sovereignty, history, and experiences.
Hello, I am Shannon Snideman, Director of Religious Education. Excuse me. As we light the chalice flame, these words, Honoring the Spirit of Water by Katie Gelfand. We light this chalice as a symbol of reunion. We reunite to share the flow of our hearts with one another. We gather together in ritual to celebrate our fountains of joy, to hold each other through storms of grief, to guide one another through rapids of transformation, to rest together on ponds of stillness. Together, we honor the spirit of water, its many forms, and its life-giving essence. Now, I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in singing hymn 360, Here We Have Gathered.
Good morning, Birmingham Unitarian Church. So happy to see all of you on this beautiful autumn morning. We're going to join our voices in song with energy and power as we change the world one service at a time. Here we have gathered side by side, circle of kinship, come and step inside. May all who seek here find a kindly word. May all who speak here feel they have been heard.
Good morning. I'm Reverend Connie Grant, minister of this congregation. These words are by Rose Eddington and Mel Hoover. Water unites us. All water is one water, shape-shifting as it goes on in its unending cycle. The stream we gather by unites us with all the waters of the world, for all life depends on water. That's why this common, everyday element on which our very lives depend is sacred. In our thankfulness for water, let us remember to honor, cherish, and care for it, for our own lives, for all life touched by water, and for those who come after us. Now, board members will come forward, please.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Mary Jo Ebert, serving as Vice President for our Board of Trustees. Our President, Diane Sloan, is away on family business today. And I'm joined on the chancel here by our Secretary, Amy Smalley, Treasurer, Keith Ensroth, and our trustees, Claudia Coker, Tanya Nordhaus, Donna Cunningham, and Art Hillman. Brian Shandovel is also away today. So all of you, all of us, members of our congregation, are invited to covenant with Reverend Connie Grant, who will serve us as interim minister for the next 2 years. Congregation members, please join me in reading the words projected on the screen. We welcome you as our partner in ministry during this transitional time at the threshold of our journey together.
I gladly join with you as your partner in ministry during this time. Our time together is limited, but it will be sufficient for the work we will do together.
We will use our hands and hearts, our vision and voices to heal and not to harm this beloved community.
I too will use my hands and heart, my vision and voice to heal and not to harm.
We will dare to disagree agreeably with you. We will dare to dream what we may become, and we will dare to freely venture the untried.
I will encourage you to disagree agreeably with me, and I will dare to disagree agreeably with you. I will encourage you to dream what you may become, and I will encourage you to freely venture.
We will share our portions of truth with you and listen deeply and learn, that we may grow in wisdom and understanding.
I will share my portion of truth with you and listen deeply and learn, that we all may grow.
In this brief and precious time together, may we be a blessing to each other and together be a blessing to the world.
Thank you.
Well, good morning. I'm Ed Sharples, a worship associate for today's service. The mission of Birmingham Unitarian Church is to be a free and welcoming religious community that encourages lives of integrity, of learning, of service, and joy. One way we live out this mission is by giving half of our weekly offering to a nonprofit organization that shares our values and addresses needs in these areas: environmental action, economic justice, civic engagement, and racial justice. The recipient of our plate sharing through the end of September is one of our cherished longtime projects, support of the Walt Whitman Elementary School in Pontiac. Since 1998, we have fostered learning for kindergarten through 5th grade students by stocking and operating a mobile library in the school. We also do some tutoring and conduct other programs that help students learn and feel supported by their community. Your offering will be used to buy books for the library, supplies for our own programs, and occasional necessities for the students. This morning's program, this morning's offering, will now be given and received in the spirit of generosity and gratitude. With gratitude, we dedicate this offering to the good works of our congregation and dedicate ourselves to its service.
This year, we will join with many other UU churches as we come together today to honor all those who will be heading back to school with a blessing of the backpacks. And of course, by backpack, we mean your backpack, but we also mean gym bags or dance bags, lunch boxes, diaper bags, briefcases, purses, knitting bags, cell phones, tablets, computers, even your keychains. Your keys with its keys to transportation and shelter, because this ritual is not just for those who carry backpacks, but for each and every one of us, for we are all lifelong learners. I invite you now to hold your backpacks, your devices, or your school supplies in your hands, on your laps, or in your minds. Today, we will bless these compasses. As we begin a new journey together, may this compass remind you that no matter where life's waters carry you, you are never alone. Just as a compass guides a ship through vast oceans, may the love and support of this community be your guiding star as you sail through every wave and storm.
We are all journeying together as a congregation, bound by our shared values and commitment to one another. Challenges may appear on the horizon, just as they do on any adventure. But with our collective strength, compassion, and resilience, we can face those challenges and overcome them. Just as a compass helps us find our way, we can rely on each other to navigate the unknown and continue forward. And when you come forward later in the service to pour water into the bowl that symbolizes our religious and spiritual journeys, please choose a compass to take with you. May you find joy on your journey, smooth waters in your choices, and courage in the face of rough seas. And remember, wherever you go, we journey with you, sailing alongside you in spirit. Blessings on your voyage, now and always. We hold each other in our hearts and minds with all our joys and all our sorrows. The joys and sorrows of the congregation that are shared with us this morning are these. From Jimmy Vogel, Grandma Irma Vogel died on August 27th at the age of 93. From Paul Vachon, my boss is set to have surgery on Tuesday. Carl Clendening, legendary Detroit musician, passed away. We will miss his holy musical presence in Detroit music scene. And gratitude to Taylor for helping clean up the Alliance cupboard from Carol Wiseman. We remember those experiencing losses and those facing health challenges. We pray in whatever way we pray for all those affected by war, by hatred, and violence. We pray for peace. Even when the cares of the world weigh on us, may we find joy in our connections with each other and in the pleasures that life holds. Let us care for one another and for ourselves in all the ways we can. As we hold each other in our hearts and minds with all our joys and all our sorrows, whether spoken or unspoken, let's take a moment now to be quiet together. The Strength of Water by Hamila Batchelder and Molly Hausch Gordon. The strength of water takes on many forms, just as each of you has a unique and necessary strength that you bring to this community. and to the work of love. Take a moment now to drop down into the deep wellspring of your own spirit and bathe yourself in the strength that is your groundwater. Are you a roaring fall wearing rock away with sheer force of will? Are you a tiny drop of water in a crevice, breaking it open slowly, steadily? Are you buoyant like a great salt lake, practiced at holding others aloft? Are you tenacious like the mountain stream, finding your way down and around every obstacle you face? Are you still and calm like the pond at daybreak, offering radiant peace by your shores? Are you in touch with hidden depths, pulling from a vast well? Do you soothe like the steam rising from a cup of tea? Do you dissolve away stubborn muck like water left in a pot to soak? Do you soften and smooth the edges like a creeping fog? Do you clear away distraction like a cleansing rain? Do you roll with the ebb and flow like the ocean waves? Settle your mind upon the strength, the power that is yours. Draw that strength into your heart. Draw it up into your soul. As we gather together, the power, resilience, and love of each of you are needed to make the community whole. Let's sing Return Again.
Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul.
Once there was a little stream that dreamed of flowing to the sea. The stream started in an aquifer, a huge pool of water underground, but the call of the ocean was so strong that the stream pushed its way through nooks and cracks up through the earth until it burst forth into the air and began its journey towards the sea.
As its waters bubbled to the surface, they ran down the hill, carving a stream bed into the earth. Sometimes the stream babbled as it traveled, Sometimes it gurgled, and sometimes it roared.
At times, the stream traveled alone. Its waters were so clear you could see the pebbles that lined its bed.
At other times, the stream ran through great lakes, or tumbled over a cliff, or joined other streams to form a river, and then split again to once more travel alone. But always, always, the little stream yearned to flow into the sea. Deep down in its coolest waters, it heard a continual call, the call of the ocean. You've heard that if you've ever held a shell to your ear.
Sometimes the stream would run fast and deep, eager to reach the sea. Fish swam in its waters as it carried them swiftly on its journey.
Sometimes the stream would grow wide and slow, and it would carry boats on its back as it continued its journey. But always, always, the little stream yearned to flow into the sea.
One day, just as the call of the ocean seemed to grow a bit stronger, the stream found itself growing sluggish. Its waters grew thick with mud, until sadly it pooled into a brackish mud hole right on the edge of the desert.
Woe is me, thought the little stream. Now I'll never get to the sea.
It tried going around the desert, but the desert was too wide. It tried to go under the desert, but the desert was too deep. Still, even with mud in its ears, the little stream heard the call of the ocean and yearned to flow to the sea. After what seemed like a long time, as the stream just pooled there in the sun, it began to hear a second voice.
I can take you to the sea, little stream, whispered the wind. Come with me, I'll carry you to the ocean shore.
How could you do that? Scoffed the stream. You are only made of air.
I can carry you on a breeze, whispered the wind, but you must be very brave, for you must let go of yourself and change.
I've changed many times, said the stream.
But this will be different, said the wind.
The little stream paused, but deep within the stream still yearned for the sea. The stream let go, and the wind picked it up particle by particle. At first, the stream was scared, for it felt lost. It was no longer a stream, but it was turned sort of inside out, and had become moisture swirling into the sky. The view was like nothing the little stream had ever seen before. Not only was the whole world laid out below it, but it was also surrounded by sparkling jewels.
Then what had been the stream realized that all of those sparkling jewels were parts of itself, molecules of water, droplets of moisture sparkling in the light. What had been the stream realized it was truly beautiful on the inside.
Next, the stream turned moisture, saw that it was not alone, for the wind had whispered to other streams and ponds, and even to the morning dew upon the oasis. All had turned into moisture, and all their parts were also sparkling in the sun. Together, they were even more beautiful, for the sunlight had changed them into all the colors of a rainbow.
Then the little stream turned rainbow, felt itself falling and falling and falling. All the other droplets were falling too.
The storm approaches, and then it will recede. Please join in creating the rainstorm, changing the sounds as we indicate. and the storm recedes.
Eventually, all the droplets ran together into a mighty river, which rushed down the mountainside, across a coastal plain, and into the sea, where the waves pushed it back and pulled it forward, and the currents carried it far out into the pulsing depths. The little stream was content.
But I understand that every now and then the wind would breeze by, whispering to the currents in the sea, come with me, and that the moisture would rise up into the wind and be carried away to start all over again.
Now, let us bring together the waters that symbolize the journeys near or far that we have taken over the past months. Journeys that have changed us or refreshed us, journeys that have brought us together here today. When you come forward, please pour just a little water into the bowl to help ensure that our bowl does not runneth over. And if you have not brought water with you today, you may wish to pour a little water from one of the pitchers into the bowl. It's likely to contain a molecule or two from the place you wish to represent. Following the service, the water will be poured to the soil of the courtyard to bless the building, grounds, and congregation with the collected water. And now please come forward to pour water into the bowl. And if you filled out the form that tells us the origin of your water and what it represents, and the things you bring to this religious community, please place that in the basket. Please come up the center aisle, unless you're in the choir. And please choose a compass to take with you.
these are some of the places this water represents. Pontiac Lake, Mackinac Island, Lake Ashi in Japan, Little Walters Lake, home in Berkeley, where I spent most of the summer. Home here in Michigan, the Great Lakes State, land of three fires. Riding bikes with some BUC friends up near Sutton's Bay. From home, from renovating a townhouse in Rochester Hills, from a glacier in the Canadian Rockies, from Lakes Superior, Michigan, Huron, and Middle Straits. From Grand Traverse Bay and Sutton's Bay, from my community garden and the Schwartz family pond, another one from home, but this water is for the cardinals. From the earth of which we are all connected. From a makerspace. Stony Creek Lake, where our BUC bicycling group rides. From Lake Orion and the Clinton River. Square Lake, and from my home, that which we created and sustains us. The life-sustaining waters of Lake Michigan. From a rain barrel that's used to water a garden. And again from home.
These are some of the gifts and needs you bring to this religious community. A need for community, a willingness to bring my time, talent, and treasure. Willingness to be there and do the work. A willingness to help make the BUC community thrive. I'm not sure. The gift of a voice that loves to break out into song, a willingness to listen deeply, and a need to embrace the energy of positive thinking. A willingness to be a supporter of BUC and our new minister. A willingness to be a hard worker.
a need for peace and restoration, a need for spirituality, my presence, and a long time of continuing commitment to BUC, continuing and thriving. I bring gifts of communication, connection, and an open heart. My gifts, creativity, different perspectives. My needs, community, peaceful dialogue, willingness to listen, and openness to new ideas. I bring enthusiasm, motivation, listening, and music appreciation. I bring curiosity. I have a willingness to participate in life with community. I bring a commitment to UU values, a need for a spiritual community, an extra hand when the event and my talents overlap. An ability and willingness to help navigate change. I need this to be a community that courageously extends itself in service to our communities, in service to those who struggle due to injustice. I bring curiosity, a willingness to help, funds to aid our church life. I need a social connection.
Blessed be these waters, gathered here from far and near. Blessed be the hands that gathered these waters and poured them out. Blessed be the sharing of our lives and our stories that makes this community of faith a fount of living water for all who choose to come here. Blessed be those whose lives are touched by these waters, that their thirst may be quenched. Blessed be those whose lives are like flowing springs, who bring refreshment to those who are parched. Blessed be this community of memory and hope, which in its coming together and in its sharing of joy and sorrow, struggle and triumph, blesses all who come here and makes these waters holy.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. So I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear.
All water is a part of other water. Cloud talks to lake, mist speaks quietly to creek. Lake says something back to cloud, and cloud listens. No water is lonely water. All water is part of other water. River rushes to reunite with ocean. Tree drinks rain and sweats out dew. Dew takes elevator into cloud. Cloud marries puddle. Puddle has long conversation with lake about fjord. Fog sneaks up and murmurs insinuations to swamp. Swamp makes needs known to marshland. Thunderstorm throws itself on estuary. Waterspout laughs at joke of frog pond. All water understands. All water understands. Reservoir gathers information for database of watershed. Brook translates lake to waterfall. Tide wrinkles its green forehead and then breaks through. All water understands.
Water is Water is life-giving, life-sustaining, and precious. Like this beloved church community. Water lends itself to simile after simile, metaphor after metaphor. Water, after all, takes the shape of its container. Like you, water has a social life. Together, drops of water form rivers and oceans. Together, people are more powerful than we could be alone. Today, we celebrate the gathering together of this congregation. We celebrate the beginning of what we sometimes call the church year, even though for many, the season of church never ends. Gathering together, this congregation forms a wellspring that refreshes and renews. You bring yourselves with gifts and needs, joys and sorrows, life experiences that help enrich us all. We can help to meet some of each other's needs, and we can use our gifts to bless each other and the world. The writer Kurt Vonnegut notes that laughter and tears have many of the same effects on the body and can be responses to the same emotions. Vonnegut said that he preferred to laugh, since there's less cleaning up to do afterwards. Tears can be messy. I know my nose always runs when I cry. And I do like to laugh, but sometimes I just have to cry. I've learned to accept my own tears as an overflowing of emotion. A colleague of mine tells a story. One day, a child was a little later than usual getting home from school. His mother asked, "Why are you so late? I was starting to worry about you." And the child replied, "I was walking with my friend and she dropped her doll and it broke, so I had to help her." His mom asked, "So you had to help her fix the doll?" And the child said, "No, the doll broke into a lot of pieces, so it couldn't be fixed. I stayed with my friend so I could help her cry." Tears, it seems to me, are the most healing of waters. We help each other cry, and we help each other laugh. We bless each other with our shared tears, as well as our shared laughter. It's good to be together. Please rise now in body or in spirit and join in singing hymn 1064, Blue Bowl Tone.
Standing on these mountains and plains,
As we extinguish the chalice flame, these words by Richard Kimball. As the drop joins the brook, the stream, the river, and becomes a mighty sea, so do each of us gather with others and become strong enough to care for and change the world. May we live our lives fully and creatively so that we may be a blessing to ourselves, to each other, and to all those whose lives we touch. Go in peace.